Hi, good morning, friends. We are back again on the Ad Connect Business Talks every Wednesday, 10 a.m. We got delayed by 5 minutes because there was a lot of network issues, but somehow, yeah, we have managed to be back on this system. And today's topic is one of the most interesting topic, as well as an important topic for the entrepreneurs who have been developing their dream into a reality. Because when you develop your dream, when you grow your dream towards your reality, it's a lot of hard work, it's a lot of passion. But to keep that continuing and to keep that moving on, growing more than what it was, is the biggest challenge what today's entrepreneurs, not even today's entrepreneurs across the borders, are facing. I have seen a lot of business people, a lot of business houses where their siblings are not ready to get into that business. Whether it be a small business, a business between 20 crores to 50 crores, or whether it be a 400 crores to 600 crores, I have seen this, I think, of thought process flowing inside the organizations where the children of the entrepreneur have decided to move on with another destination in their life. We have been hearing about it for a long time. अपने पैरों पे खड़ा हो जाओ, कुछ अपना करो पहले. So कुछ अपना करो पहले is a very good thing to do. But if everybody starts developing on his own, then what happens to the businesses which has been moving on so long, have been employing so many people? So my suggestion to those people who are actually moving out from their parental business is that अपने पैर पे खड़ा हो जाओ मतलब यही नहीं कि आप अलग बिजनेस करो. अपने पैर पे खड़ा हो जाओ इसका मतलब ये है कि you learn the nitty-gritties of the business, what your parents and your grandparents have started. Be there in the system for a good amount of time. Use the system, understand the system, and then try to understand what needs to be done for the current situations. That is which this entire statement means. So I know several companies who are actually continuously discussing with me that what to do. My daughter is not ready to come into this business. My son has moved to New Zealand. He's not ready to come into this business. I have to look for somebody. And then what is the plan of that business? Now, the question to you, my dear entrepreneur, when did you start this business? Have you thought about this? Probably none of us actually thinks what to do after the few years of when we grow old or our system gets redundant after some time. By saying redundant after some time, I do not mean to undermine the systems in the business, but systems needs to change depending upon the situations. It has to be revamped. The businesses needs to be redefined depending upon the situation. So that's what means. Another example I want to bring it out here. Getting a successor to your business is not only your siblings. It can be from outside the family, maybe from your extended family, maybe from your colleagues, maybe from your employees, who can also be a successor to your business. So we need to be broad. We need to think it big. And we need to see the organizations as an entity, not as my own property. That is what it is. So how to find out the right person is that how you actually decide to give away what it requires. So with entrepreneurial mindset, you are always looking for the next big endeavor. That is what is called, you're actually traveling from your entrepreneurship to an investor domain. When you're traveling from your entrepreneurship to your investor domain, you have to give the baton of this business to somebody who is capable of handling it. By giving away this baton to the next person, the race continues. And believe me, in this race of business, entrepreneurship, enterprises is a continuous process. You have to change the hands of your baton from one person to another person, and also at the same time to prepare those people who are actually capable of handling those batons. Professional coaches often help their clients manage this challenging task of finding successors to run their companies once they are ready to move on. So there are different forums who are working with that. Even we also work with different organizations to find out who are the actual successors. The first thing is that you have to know your mission, what has to be done. The person who is going to actually, I will not say replace you, I will say to take the leadership from your end, because leadership transition is the biggest challenge. Very seldom we actually allow our leadership to be given to a next person. So the most important part is to know the mission, what I'm supposed to do with my business is very important. To gain clarity about that particular mission. What does success look in the next 10 years or 5 years? And what are the metrics of to follow this? The second part is your founder, who actually, if you are the founder of the business, and then who actually will take this, you have to brief your next person to understand what is this business looking around and what is the vision of this business and where this business is actually trying to go. So this becomes a big challenge for them, and this requires a patience, and this requires somebody from an outside the organization, maybe as a coach, as your mentor, to help you understand that who will be the right successor. There are different ways to find out people in that. One is keep on trying with the different people in the organization. Try with people with most seniority after you, or try with people with a very, very not a very young man, but an addition. That is very important to think what is the actual growth of your organization, where they should plan to take this organization, and how to take this organization. That is very, very important. So this is what exactly a transition of leadership, taking your baton to the next part of the race, and thus continue the turnover of the organization to grow more and more, employing more and more people, giving faith to more and more people. That is what the mission and the vision which you came into this business. When you started very early at your age, keeping away all your wishes, all your luxuries in your life, and kept on struggling to develop this business to a particular level. And suddenly at your matured age, you think that, whom am I supposed to give this responsibility? That is very, very important to understand. Who can take your responsibility? The only person, or sometimes it may be a group of person, can take your responsibility. First, if you allow to take them responsibility. If you have to think it honestly that, yes, he or they are capable of taking this organization to the next level. Number two, have you groomed that person or that group of people to take on the leadership of your organization? If you have not groomed anybody, they still remain with you as an employee. They have not transited from your employee to a part of the organization, to the board of the organization, which can conduct the entire organization to the next level of growth. Number three, have you studied that people, whether they are actually capable mentally, physically, to take this load, this responsibility of the business, of the people surrounding the business, your vendors, your suppliers, whose families are also running with your business to the next level? It requires a lot of zeal to do that. It requires a lot of hard mindset to do that. It requires a lot of passion to do that. Because struggle always visits your premises at its own will. So we have to have that zeal, that integrity to face all the challenges which comes on the way from time to time. The next part is how you have actually changed the mindset of the person whom you want to hand over the baton. Is he agreeing to take that? Has he got that energy, the passion to do that? That is very important. So, my dear entrepreneurs, it is a time when we have to take our hands off slowly and slowly. And remember one thing, this is not a very easy job, because for you also it becomes very difficult to give away the responsibility which you have been taking care of for so long. So the process has to be very small so that it does not hurt your sentiment. It does not hurt your leadership. Of course, it will never, but you slowly hand over and take another mission in your hand. Because you also internally need to grow from one organization to multiple organizations. So when you grow yourself, when you yourself grow to heading multiple organizations, you need to hand over your current organization, which is already on the auto mode, to somebody who can actually take care of the steering and steer the organizations in the right way. Yes, challenges will come. You definitely are required to pitch in at that particular moment. But you need to treat this organization as an invested organization where you have actually invested your money, and give them the authority to run that entire episode properly. Caution, hand over slowly with a lot of belief. The second caution is to take necessary steps where there is a smell of wrongdoings. Hold their hand, when they're slipping away inadvertently, to understand how the mistakes are happening. There can be 100 mistakes in 100 different type of profile, which is acceptable. But if the same mistake happens 100 times, it's not acceptable. So understanding that, regularly discussing with them, holding their hands together, and making them realizing what are the responsibilities, because they also need to learn to run a business. So there are many organizations which we normally call as an MNCs and other stuffs. The owner does not actually run the business. The business is run by the people. The owner has developed the system. The system has deployed people, and the people in turn run the system to run the business. That is very important. We have to remember this. The owner has to prepare the system. The system has to deploy people. The people will run the system to run the business and let them grow. That is the exact cycle. And when the business grows, it grows along with people, your customers, your vendors, everybody who is related and who earns the bread from your organization. So it's running an organization is actually running a country in that way. So that is however small it is, I know a few of my friends who are actually entrepreneurs, with best of regards to them, they say that, I have got a very small organization. But remember one thing, every company at the inception was somehow small. Now, how much small or how much big is a very relative factor. I don't want to get into this at this particular moment of this Facebook Live. That's a very individual. Whoever wants to get in touch with me, they can always get in touch with me at my website, at my email IDs, at my Facebook Lives. They can put a comment on that Facebook Live. I will definitely be too glad to talk to you regarding this, because there is nothing called you don't know. Everything in a business, you know. We have to believe in that. We are here to redefine the process, redefine the thought process, and redefine your business. And hence, my organization says it's at Connect Redefining Businesses. So, that is what is very important, to understand how to get a successor. What should be the qualities that you should be looking into your successor of your business? We will continue with this episode in the next week also, because we need to go a little bit deep inside it. How to find that successor? What are the qualities that we should look into the successor of your business? And how to actually hold a hand and slowly bring inside the organization to take the responsibility. But by human nature, people do not want to take a responsibility. Everybody of us probably likes limited responsibility. So that's a grooming part. The way you groom your children, the same way you need to groom your to-be successor in your organizations and bring him to that level so that you can be happily handing over the baton of your organization to them. That's very important. Hence, this is a subject which we took over from this week at our AdConnect Business Talks regarding successors of your business. It can be your own siblings. It can be from your extended families. It can be your employees. It can be somebody whom you know running an organization, so you have to just pluck him up and bring him, but be careful about, because the two ambience changes, but it can also happen in that way. And how to groom your successor from the bottom to the top. How will you judge that, the success of the to-be successor inside the organization, so that you can decide, okay, this is the person which I was looking for. So thank you very much. Have a nice week ahead of you. My name is Kaushik Chandra, and I'm signing off here, founder and of an AdConnect Redefining Businesses, an organization which helps entrepreneurs like you to redefine their own thoughts, your businesses, and to bring system inside your enterprises, your businesses, and then run it as a well-oiled machine, which does not mean that there will be no challenges. We actually help you to evaluate the challenges and come out of the challenges with a big smile. Thank you so much. See you again on next Wednesday with the continuation of this subject at 10 a.m. Thank you.